Hello and welcome to our presentation today. I'm Paul McIlroy, the creator and owner of the Amazing 12 brand, product, program, certification, business model. And here we go. We're launching a third string to the bow, and it's called the A12 for Life. Let's take a look at it. So this has been in the works for a while now, guys. As you know yourself, the other two strings of the bow have been around for quite some time. The A12 Classic is the original. And then a few years ago, we introduced you all to the A12 Express, which, as the name suggests, is a faster version, shorter for those with more time constraints and stuff in their life, body transformation program. But now we've come up with something entirely different and entirely separate from those other things, and crucially different. There's a crucial difference which separates it very completely from the other two, but also with programmatic touching points and all the same, based around all the same principles which you're used to producing the world-class results that the A12 has been responsible for the past more than 15 years now. And this is the A12 for Life. And without further ado, I will introduce you to and hand you over to for a while, Dwayne Matthews.
Hello, everyone. It's good to chat to you again. So, an exclusive A12 Coach Program. We are happy to present a third program which creates an opening that allows you to reach a greater percentage of your membership, mailing list, potential clients, and provides a perpetual ongoing revenue stream. The program differs in presentation to those you currently have access to, as it solves a different problem for you and your clients alike. And remember, that's what you're in the business of, is solving clients' problems. It's an easy, non-threatening, non-extreme, lifelong training solution for people wishing to make great progress over a longer time period. This program centers on long-term health, strength, and vitality achieved in the most comfortable and sustainable way possible as its core benefits. So the goals: to reach a new market of people for whom body transformations don't appeal, to gain longer term value and revenue from your customers as the program is not time limited, to provide coaches with a programming solution for the general gym goer in their facility, to achieve the dream scenario for clients, i.e., the most effortless games possible on a perpetual basis with a low time commitment and mental strength requirement. Those arms look pretty familiar. What is happening?
Yeah, that's me. That's me in a before and after gun show. How about that? But yeah, I mean, a lot of the training, for example, that went into creating that physical difference in myself isn't too unlike what we're using in the new A12 for Life, for example. And the point is that was achieved even with my lifestyle, which is, hectic. I'm a husband and a father of 4 children, the owner of a global fitness business, and I also train clients online, and I also still try to train like a professional athlete, even though I'm a lifetime drug-free middle-aged man in his 40s. So if I if I can do something sustainable, um, then anyone can, and it is what's required for some people. Ironically, me even being the owner of the A12 business, if I were to use personally any of the programs on myself, it would probably have to look something more like the A12 for Life. There's plenty of people out there in that same boat, and this is going to be the program for them.
Yeah, there should be a third picture with what your arms look like now, because whatever you've been doing, they're massive. We've been out for something to eat, and I've actually been on an arms program that you did.
That's right.
You remember just testing it with a
Yeah.
couple of interruptions, so making a load of progress. And then I saw you, and I felt like putting my coat back on.
Well, can I tell you something? And for the A12 coaches who know him and who had the pleasure of working with him at live events, the one and only mighty Almighty John Gowdy is also testing that same arm program as we speak, and it's only like a weekend, and it's
Incredible.
insane. It's insane what's happening to him. So that's going to be fun.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
He makes me feel like I'm built out of sticks, to be honest. But so there you go.
Okay. So, goals to create the dream scenario for coaches, i.e., zero programmatic workload, low time commitment, sustainable long term income, and happy clients with the lowest injury potential possible. And you've got the dream scenario, the white picket fence. That was taken definitely before these two had any children. Look how well rested they are. Would never be the
Looks
case.
so well rested.
The fence wouldn't be
His
painted,
name was
trees
Brady.
would be pulled apart.
Lovely lady.
Oh no, right. Specifications. Clients train in the gym with their A12 coach 3 times per week. Each session, guys, is a total of 50 minutes. So that's a little bit in between classic and express, as you already know, okay? And that includes cardio. And no photo shoots. So,
Sorry, Dwayne.
okay.
And that's one of the key differences. That's probably the biggest key difference. Although this program, like every other training program that anyone anywhere in a gym is doing for any purpose, is a transformational program, and it will create significant transformational change in anyone who does it. It's not photo shoot dependent. It's not before and after picture. There's no before and after picture requirement. There will be the ability, at any point on this program, now this is quite cool. Programmatically speaking, at any point on this program, you can switch to any of the other amazing 12 offerings, any of the other body transformation based programs. And there's a duality to this new A12 ForLife program that accounts for a period of time to be dedicated to slightly harder, more aggressive programming if the individual wants to accelerate their progress further without having to leave the confines and the comfort of this new A12 ForLife program. So you can speed your results up as you see fit, when you see fit, and switch back, toggle back and forth between two different types of programming within the A12 ForLife, or at any point you can switch to one of the other A12 programs, i.e. the Classic or the Express, if you want to then do an actual body transformation with before and after pictures. But there's no photo shoot requirement per se with the A12 ForLife. That's it.
So choose your weapons. You already know. Let's just recap them. You've got the A12 Classic, greatest aesthetic and functional transformation possible in the shortest possible time period. Suitable for all, but requires an individual who is willing to commit fully to a 5-hour plus training commitment per week for 12 weeks and wants big results fast. The A12 Express, greatest aesthetic and functional transformation possible in just an hour and 45 minutes time commitment per week. Suitable for all, but will especially appeal to those who logistically can't make a 5-hour commitment per week. And then sitting alongside them now, the A12 ForLife, greatest perpetual provider of long-term health, strength, vitality achieved in the most comfortable and sustainable way possible. Suitable for all, but most suited to either post A12, Classic, Express, graduates, or those who would prefer to take the scenic and most comfortable route to progress, which requires significantly less effort. It's also for those who take a big picture view to strength and physique gains and wish to take the most secure path to perpetually consistent gains in physical capacities with the lowest possible risk of either injury or burnout.
I.e., it's for life without the need potentially to ever deviate or come off the program. And everything about the programming and the nutritional guidelines and requirements that go along with the program have that in mind. And that is a subtle but significant difference between the time contingent, create biggest aesthetic and functional gains possible in the shortest possible time frame goal of the Classic and the Express, but equally very cool and equally requiring mathematic gymnastics to be able to come up with something programmatically that recycles itself almost like the cells of the human body, every 6 months or so that you've got an entirely different program happening, constantly in flux, never difficult, and perpetually productive. Carry on.
Just what it, like it's fair to say that ideologically that is the dream scenario of what you want for your clients, isn't it? Them to fall in
It's
love with
it's it's
strength.
the often chased, rarely if ever accomplished scenario, to be honest, because it's the unicorn. Really, that's the unicorn goal, like the mythological goal, programmatic goal in strength training, to have something which creates perpetual progress without the need to change programs. Now, obviously, there is programmatic micro changes within certain time periods in order to keep the same program productive. But from the client's perspective, all they notice is that it's comfortable, it's interesting, it's easy, and they're gaining, and that's all anybody really cares about ultimately.
Mm-hmm. So how do you present this? So coaches, how do you present this to your clients? So it's a program that takes a long-term view of health, strength, and vitality. It's super comfortable. It's 100% sustainable into the years ahead, and that's really important to say. As loads in each 12-week cycle increase, the RPE decreases and the work output increases.
Oh yes, that doesn't seem to make any sense, does it? It's a bit oxymoronic when you look at it. One seems to be a contradiction in terms of the other, but I can assure you that that's the only way something like this will work, and it's programmatically unique of a lot of the programs that I've created personally in the past that I've never really seen public view or been for public consumption as of yet. And there's other things along those lines coming soon. Watch this space. But for now, let's keep it on topic. The A12 ForLife personifies this, and essentially what has happened, or what has had to happen in order to make this a reality, is as the loads. Okay, so picture a typical training cycle where it starts at A and finishes at Z, and the load cycles over the course of that, where it trends upwards. That would be typical. Okay, well then you would start a new cycle, but all the loads would shift because hopefully the previous cycle was successful, and now you're stronger, so you're using heavier weights. Now the RPE of said new cycle typically is going to stay either the same or it is going to increase a bit. And by the end of that second cycle, you're unlikely to see as high again as you did from the first cycle, or if you're very lucky, you maybe see the same again. So the way I've played with the mathematics of the program design for this particular program that goes along, or series of programs actually within one umbrella program, that is the A12 ForLife, every 12 weeks the general loads increase, but the RP is perceived as getting lower. So the weights get heavier, but cycle on cycle, the cycles feel easier. Okay, so it feels easier to lift heavier weights. It's hard to explain, and it's way outside the scope of this presentation, and actually not even required for you to do your job as an A12 coach and just bat this out of the park with your long-term clients. But trust me, that's what way it works, and that is what way it's going to work. The increased loads at the start of the new cycle will be decreased relative to the peak of the previous cycle, but increased relative to the lows of the previous cycle, but will feel easier than the previous lows of the previous cycle did. It'll maintain that reduced RPE right through to the to the higher peak, which then leads to a higher peak. Listen, it's beautiful. Just leave it at that, if I do say so myself.
Okay, where does it fit? It's a standalone lifetime solution. 6, 9, 12-month contract commitments. So that's the kind of angle that you should be coming at this from, and looking for that length of commitment from clients, okay, which is very different to the transformation programs, which will obviously stay in place for you. So use as post A12 Classic and Express solution. can be cycled in any configuration with the Classic and Express as required, as Paul touched on earlier. So work less, earn more. If you're an A12 studio, then the A12 ForLife gives you the opportunity to run 2 waves a week simultaneously, increasing your earning potential while decreasing your work minutes versus 1 wave of A12 Classic. You'll understand what that is, I know, okay? But if you want any greater explanation, let me know in the group. On the investment, Paul.
Yeah, well, I assume everybody can read that. Listen, this took a long time to develop. Programmatically for me, I could join the dots very quickly because things like that are easy enough for me to do. However, mapping all that out, making the technology that goes behind it, there was a lot of investment involved, both time, expertise, and money. But as has always been the case for everything with the A12, we are in partnership with our coaches. Your success begets our success, quite literally. So there was never a question in my mind that we were going to add this particular string to the bow to make the Holy Trinity, as we talk about in the programming terms, and only A12 coaches are going to get that. But there you go, the trifecta of programmatic solutions for your fitness industry clients and your strength industry clients alike. And this, we were batting back and forth. Do we do it this way? Do we do it that way? Is it going to be a ForLife program? Is it going to be something else? And in the end, I settled on this. There was a few different, let's say, contenders vying for the title, and for my money and for your money, because it's the same money, is quite literally, I felt that this was the best thing for everyone, for the clients, for you, for us. And I hope you agree, and I feel strongly that you will when you get in there. But your own personal investment is zero in terms of money in order to gain access to this new, very potent weapon.
Okay, so what's next? Well, the A12 ForLife is launching today. Okay, so go into your coach's hub, and there will be a new module with everything you need to know about A12 ForLife. Okay,
Surprise!
So yeah, work through it.
No prelude whatsoever. It's today.
It's today, yeah. And everything that you need is there. It's cut up into courses and lessons in the same way that all the other education materials that you studied up to now were. Okay, so it's an additional module, nothing in there for fun. It's in there to let you know how to use this to best effect. Okay, so go in there and check that out later today. And communicate with us, by the way, guys, when you're in there, or you're checking something out. If you have questions, get in the coaches group. Let us know how you're getting on. And anything you want to know at all, there's no silly questions. Get in there and ask us.
So listen, if you're not if you've been listening to this presentation was for A12 coaches. If you're not an A12 coach though, when you want to learn more about us and what we do, the main port of call is the website amazing12.com or the Facebook page www.facebook.com/theamazing12. And if you want to become, maybe you want to become an A12 coach, you want to see what all this is about, you want to benefit from it yourselves, you want to present these solutions to your own clients, go to the website amazing12.com. You'll see indicated apply now. You'll see that on multiple pages. You'll see it at the top. Go in there, make your very best effort. We don't pick people. You can't just pay to become an A12 coach. Yes, there's a fee for the tuition and for the value of the product that you're getting, but you must apply online. You must get picked and selected. You must pass an online interview, of which, if you get the man sitting immediately below my red beard here at the minute, then it's a double-edged sword, because he's the strictest taskmaster among our selectors, but he's also the most experienced and the fairest, and he also understands this program inside out, and this business inside out, second to none. So fingers crossed you get Dwayne. Can't guarantee it, but if we get Dwayne, that's good.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully so, and we'll see you on the other side.
Brilliant. Take it easy, guys.